Time to break down some of the league's top stories as we head into the weekend. It's a round of shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Up first, let's talk the marquee matchup, baby. Bills, 9-3. They are welcoming the 10-win Ravens, I believe winners of 8 straight, to town on Sunday. So what happened yesterday when we asked Peter to pick the game? Look.
The Bills fans love
the
their Josh Allen. He's this big guy from, he's got this huge arm, cold weather. What a test for him this weekend. I might be taking the Bills in this one.
At home?
I might be taking the Bills in this one. I might be.
Might be. What will that do to the AFC top of the play picture? Yeah. Can't wait for that. What? You got?
Who you got?
Who you got? Taking the Bills. We got a day to decide.
You hate when people say that. Don't be a hypocrite.
I might be taking the Bills over the Ravens.
That's Peter. TV pro right there.
Job,
years in the game.
Triggs, you're going to go last on this one. The question is,
are they arguably the best team?
Should Peter pick the Bills to beat the Ravens?
You could make a case
that they're arguably.
Some people are saying, and you could argue that Peter might pick the Bills to compete with the Ravens.
Well, personally, I think it's possible that
Yeah. You know, we're competing for viewers, Peter, and clicks, and look, you got to have a take.
They arguably could beat
Strikes.
You got to have a take, Peter. I don't know if you know that.
I'm going to take.
Who do you like in this game, Peter? Who do you like?
Hey, who do I like in this game?
Yeah, who's going to win?
If the Bills are this team that we think they are.
Started with if, and I already hate it. Who do you like in this game? You're on television. Go.
It goes against every.
Fire him. Where's the Dr. Evil button? Send him down to the fire pit. You're out of here, Mr. Bigglesworth.
The Ravens obliterated the Patriots and the Texans, and arguably the best team in the NFC. Come on.
Bills at home. Give me. Okay, next question.
Wow.
Guys, I'll jump
By
in.
the end of the show, will you?
Yeah, by the end of the show.
Okay.
You look more uncomfortable than the girl on the exercise bike, Peter. Come on. Bills or Ravens? Who should my husband tell me to pick? I don't know. Come on. I'm going to go with the Ravens in this one. There's no possible way the Bills should be favored.
There's no more polarizing issue you could bring up at this breakfast.
Except for Bills Ravens. Right? That's the one, apparently. I don't know. I like the Ravens. That was tough.
Okay, I want to move on.
I made my check.
You guys care for
Because I think the Bills can win.
Yeah, great.
You said no.
They could maybe win.
Peter, you're pedaling backwards.
That's good.
Odell Beckham. That's what I want to talk about, because yesterday he was asked about his future in Cleveland, and I want you guys to take a listen to what OBJ had to say.
There's a bunch of games that, that coulda, shoulda, woulda, which is what we said all along. We didn't want to have that season of the coulda, shoulda, woulda, but, here we are now today. And I think for me personally, I've taken a lot of L's this year, a lot of lessons, and growth and growing pains that will be able to be taken and carried on. So I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. I mean, I'm here. My locker is right next side to, one of the men who means the most to me in the world. And I think about just being able to come to work and see him every single day and how special this could be. So I couldn't sit here and tell you whether I'm going to be here, want to be here, don't want to be here. This is exactly where I'm at now. And I wouldn't rather be anywhere else.
Sounds like Odell's taking a page out of the Peter Schrager book, being vague and not giving a real answer on whether or not he wants to stay with the Browns or not. So would this table be surprised if Odell played for a different team in 2020?
Not at all. After what happened this past offseason, I thought to myself, I never thought I'd see the day that Odell wouldn't be a New York Giant. And this isn't a shot at Odell. Of course, he didn't fulfill expectations. I don't think that offense fulfilled expectations. But the reason I wouldn't be surprised is because he's still highly sought after. And if you look at the lack of production at the wide receiver position across the NFL, there would be a team gladly to step up to trade for Odell. So I'm going to say no, I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. And his contract, if you're at home, he's got 4 years, $60 million remaining. However, if they cut him, there's no cap penalty whatsoever. So they're out of this thing with nothing. I mean, some other team would pick up that contract. Yeah, I could see him on another team. I don't think that's best for his career. You don't want to be that guy that jumps into a new uniform every other season, and it's because it didn't work out. And stick it out with Baker. You don't know. Baker Mayfield is a good quarterback. Jarvis Landry's your best friend. I would like to see the Browns give this thing another go. I feel like this season has got out of control early. They never got it back on track.
Peter, don't you think that if he wanted to stay there, he'd just say, I love Cleveland, I love being here?
He's scorned from what
I'd actually
happened.
be very surprised if he left. What would surprise me also is if he played for Freddie Kitchens next year. Like, I think he's going to have a new head coach in Cleveland next year. I think he should.
Ooh.
John Dorsey's a man of conviction, I think, too. Like, John Dorsey was in on Odell. That was his splash, and I think that they're not going to abandon that kind of talent like the Giants did. I think he'll be in Cleveland next year, but with a new coach.
That's coulda, woulda, shoulda.
That is.
Our producer just told me that
Yes.
Benny from Ho Hocus is trying to get on the show today.
He's calling?
Are you guys cool with that?